Truckers, fleet managers, and vehicle engineers use shorthand like 4x2 or 6x4 to describe a truck's axle configuration. But what do these numbers actually mean? Well, a lot. These codes reveal how many wheels a vehicle has, how many of those wheels receive power, and whether any auxiliary axles can steer or lift. Understanding the layout matters for everyday operations. A truck's drivetrain influences how much weight it can legally carry under regional bridge formulas, how efficient it burns fuel over long distances, and how easily it maneuvers through tight depots or city streets. The notation itself is straightforward but precise. The first number states the total wheel count. The second number shows how many of those wheels are powered by the engine. We'll go into further detail, of course. Today, we'll explain all you need to know about truck axle configurations. Let's get started. Two-axle configurations. Two-axle trucks remain the backbone of light and medium-duty freight transport, and the two most widely recognized layouts are the 4x2 and 4x4. So, a 4x2 truck has 4 total wheels, 2 on each side, of which only 2 receive power from the drivetrain. What this means is that the single rear axle is driven, whereas the front axle handles steering. The design keeps curb weight low and minimizes rolling resistance, which directly improves fuel economy. European long-haul operators favor this layout for tractor-trailers moving standard freight across the continent's dense motorway network. In Germany, for example, where Autobahn freight corridors carry more than 70% of domestic goods traffic, a 4x2 tractor coupled to a tri-axle trailer can legally gross 40 metric tons under European Union Directive 96/53/EC. A lighter unladen weight compared with a tandem drive truck can save several hundred liters of diesel per year on high mileage routes such as Rotterdam-Hamburg or Lyon-Warsaw. The shorter wheelbase also gives a tighter turning circle, often under 12 meters. Perfect for maneuvering through older city streets or compact distribution hubs. The 4x4 configuration, on the other hand, sends power to all 4 wheels through an all-wheel drive system. Manufacturers such as Mercedes-Benz, MAN, and Volvo offer 4x4 chassis for municipal service trucks, expedition vehicles, and utility rigs. The added traction is critical for operations in snowbound regions like northern Norway or Switzerland's Alpine passes, where winter road closures and steep gradients demand maximum grip. Off-road specialists such as the Unimog U4023 use portal axles and locking differentials to maintain traction on mud, sand, or rocky terrain. However, these advantages come at a cost. All-wheel drive drivetrains add hundreds of kilograms of weight and increase mechanical complexity. What does this mean for the operator? A higher purchase price and costly lifetime maintenance expenses. Then there are fuel consumption penalties. 4x4 trucks consume roughly 10 to 15% more fuel than equivalent 4x2 models. So these vehicles work well only in environments where severe weather or rough terrain would make a conventional single-drive axle impractical. Moving on, 3-axle configurations. 6x2, 6x4, and 6x6 trucks are workhorses of heavy road and off-road transport. A 6x2 vehicle carries 6 wheels mounted on 3 axles, but only 1 axle. Usually, the rear drive axle receives power. The third axle is either a trailing tag behind the drive axle or a forward pusher ahead of it. In modern builds, the auxiliary axle can be lifted when running empty. Variants such as the 6x2, the 4, where the final digit indicates a rotatable axle, enhance maneuverability in tight yards or urban streets. This configuration dominates European long-haul freight. Coupled with tri- or quad-axle semi-trailers, these tractors can legally gross up to 60 metric tons in countries like Sweden and Finland under their high-capacity transport schemes, compared with the EU-wide 40-ton limit. The ability to raise the idle axle trims tire wear and can reduce diesel consumption by roughly 2 to 4% on long routes such as the Gothenburg-Rotterdam. The 6x4 configuration, while visually similar, powers both rear axles. This is known as a tandem drive. This added traction is vital in North America, where the U.S. federal bridge formula permits 34,000 pounds or 15,422 kilograms on a tandem, but only 20,000 pounds or 9,072 kilograms on a single axle, making a 6x4 tractor more profitable for domestic freight. Major interstate carriers such as J.B. Hunt and Schneider National specify 6x4 tractors for coast-to-coast operations, especially in mountainous corridors like the Rockies or Appalachians, where steep grades and winter ice demand sure footing. The trade-off is higher unladen weight, 400 to 600 kilograms more than a comparable 6x2. Fuel economy is also 3 to 5% lower over a million-mile service life. The 6x6 layout takes traction to the extreme. It delivers power to all three axles. Originally fielded for military logistics during World War II with the U.S. Army's GMC CCKW Deuce and a Half, it remains standard for modern tactical trucks such as the Oshkosh MTVR and the Mercedes-Benz Zetros. Civilian uses include Arctic oil field rigs in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, and specialized fire and rescue vehicles operating in deep snow or sand. Fuel efficiency is secondary. Ride comfort, not even a concern. Only one thing matters: traction. These behemoths can traverse mud, ice, and rugged terrain as if it were nothing. Now, you'd think this is probably the end of it, right? Well, not by a long shot. Behold this next one. 4 axle configurations. 8x2, 8x4, and 8x8 trucks are tailored to distinct operating demands. An 8x2 has 8 wheels on 4 axles but powers only one drive axle, leaving the remaining axle for load support and steering. Depending on how the axles are arranged, fleets can choose a 2+2 pattern with 2 front steer axles and 2 rear, or a 1+3 pattern with a single steer axle followed by 3 rears. Modern 8x2 to 6 variants, where 3 axles can steer or lift, have become popular for urban crane carriers and hook-lift refuse trucks because they combine a long wheelbase with a surprisingly tight turning circle of roughly 11 to 12 meters. In the United Kingdom, where the Department for Transport allows a gross vehicle weight of up to 32 tons for 4-axle rigids, operators such as London-based waste management firm Bywaters use 8x2 hook lifts to navigate narrow city streets. The 8x4 configuration adds power to both rear axles, creating a tandem drive that provides superior traction for heavy construction and aggregate transport. With 8 wheels and 4 driven, these trucks can legally gross 41 to 44 tons on UK and EU roads at up to 80,000 pounds or 36,287 kilograms under U.S. federal bridge rules when used as dump or concrete mixer trucks. Volvo's FMX 8x4 and Scania's G-Series 8x4 are perfect for hauling gravel or precast concrete. The non-driven axle lets builders fine-tune loading for different body types, such as tipper, mixer, or crane, while maintaining stability on uneven terrain. At the extreme end, the 8x8 drives all 4 axles and is built for off-road conditions that defeat conventional rigs. Military logistic units have relied on 8x8 platforms since World War II, from the U.S. Army's M977 HIM-TT to today's Oshkosh M1075. Civilian deployments include the Tatra Phoenix and MAN TGS 41.480 in Siberian oil fields and open-pit mining in Western Australia, where deep mud or desert sand demands full-time all-wheel drive. These vehicles carry significant penalties. Fuel consumption often exceeds 60 liters per 100 kilometers. Ride quality is stiff, but they keep critical operations running in the harshest environments. Moving on, 5-axle configuration. 10x4 trucks are the pièce de résistance of European heavy-haul road transport. 10 wheels on 5 axles, 2 steer axles at the front, 2 non-driven lift axles supporting a tandem drive at the rear. Only 4 of the wheels, those on the powered tandem, receive torque. This arrangement spreads weight efficiently. Gross vehicle weights stand between 50 and 56 metric tons under the Netherlands LZV program and similar exemptions in Belgium and Germany that follow EU Directive 9653 EC. Dutch haulers such as Foss Logistics deploy 10x4 tippers for dense cargo like gravel and scrap. The extra axle increases purchase cost and adds roughly 800 kilograms of tare weight. Yet the ability to lift an idle axle saves fuel and reduces tire wear when running light. The design is thus perfectly profitable on high-volume routes. Well, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? Let us know in the comments below. Love trucks and want to learn more? We upload regularly. Subscribe to get on board.